can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell.
Hello, we are live. We are here, and I am just going to do a little bit of sound check. तो जो भी लोग देख रहे हैं ये अभी लाइव स्ट्रीम जो नया लिंक हम लोग शुरू किया है, तो इफ़ यू कैन हियर मी एंड इट्स ऑल गुड, प्लीज से येस. तनय जोशी हैज ऑलरेडी सेड येस इन द कमेंट्स. प्रशांत हैज सेड कैन हियर अमोघ, so we are good to go. Abhishek, let's not waste any more time. Let's go straight into your 3 words that you were talking about. You said shambolic was your first word.
Shambolic, transitional, transformational. Shambolic because, dude, the first 5 minutes were terrible. We went 2-0 down.
Yeah.
In fact, what was so horrible was when I watched the replay of that goal. You know who our last 2 players were to defend that first goal, that counter attack? Rashford and Antony. Dude, they are our strikers. How are they the last 2 men on the pitch?
Yeah.
Prashant Nair gave me a big dhacha about why that was the case on WhatsApp, which we'll talk about later. Second reason is transitional. Transitional because we settled in, we managed to transition, pace of play, we had 90% possession, all of that. Transformational because bhaiya, 2-0 down and then 3-2. So that's transformational, you know. So those are my 3 words.
All right, Nishtha, what are your 3 words that describe this game?
Shocking because shambolic was taken by Abhishek. Gritty because I saw at least some soul in like whatever the middle part of the game was at least like kuch to effort kar rahe, and relief is what I felt at the end of it all. So yeah, it's been that kind of a season already. So
It's crazy that ये तीसरा गेम वीक है और हमारा ब्लड प्रेशर ऑलरेडी इतना बढ़ चुका है.
it's been 84 years.
I mean, I feel like, तो I'll tell you how my match evening started. ठीक है, मैं 5 o'clock का ओपेनहाइमर का शो देखने गया था RCT मॉल. ठीक है,
अभी भी है थिएटर में?
हाँ, अभी भी है.
क्या बात कर रहे हैं?
हाँ,
सही है.
अभी ये ओपेनहाइमर डिस्कशन ग्रुप नहीं शुरू करते, बट तो बेसिकली मैंने ऐसे प्लान किया था कि हाँ चलो अभी ओपेनहाइमर का 5 o'clock का शो है, तो बाय 7 o'clock विल बी डन. सॉरी 4 o'clock का शो था, सो बाय 7 o'clock विल बी डन. फिर मैं घर आएगा, आई विल प्रोबेबली मिस द फर्स्ट 5 to 10 minutes. इट्स नॉटिंघम फॉरेस्ट एट होम. ठीक है यार, क्या होने वाला है. मैं घर आया, मैं टीवी ऑन किया, हॉटस्टार ऑन किया, 2-0 डाउन. आई वाज लाइक ओह शिट, ये क्या हो रहा है.
But you're so lucky you missed the first 2 minutes. It was heartbreaking. Like ऐसा किसी ने दिल निकाल के ऐसा रख के ऐसा पैर मार दिया उसके ऊपर, वैसा लग रहा था मुझे तो.
Let's talk about those goals. ठीक है, क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग बोल रहे थे कि यार De Gea is not good with his distribution. He's not good with the ball at his feet. और Nishtha, I know how much of a fan of De Gea you are. What is the thing that you call him? I know, but for our viewers, what is the thing that you very fondly call him on your social media?
Pati Dave.
Pati Dave, exactly. Or
Class.
I do agree with you. Like he's a little old school in terms of goalkeepers who know how to play with their feet. But सही है, Pati Iyer, you're still on that. भाई लोग, ये स्ट्रीम का लैग नहीं है, ये आयर का लैग है. तो he's still, I think 10 minutes later he's still going to be laughing. But what the hell was Onana doing for that first goal? एक तो counter attack, we shouldn't have been in that place. Like Iyer, you mentioned off air, the last 2 players were I think they were Wan-Bissaka and Rashford.
नहीं, Rashford and Antony मतलब attacking वाले last
Rashford.
नहीं, पर Wan-Bissaka भी था उधर, मैं देखा रिप्ले में.
नहीं था वो, देख लो फिर से, नहीं था.
अच्छा, वो
काफी दूर था.
अच्छा, ठीक है. तो आई फील लाइक that should not have been the position that we find ourselves in. But Onana क्या करना चाहता था? Can we get down into the detailed analytics of what the actual fuck Andre Onana was trying to do in that moment?
भाई, पर ओनाना की क्या गलती है यार इसमें? Like he's not done anything wrong यार.
He's not at fault, but 1v1 he's supposed to be like
exactly
pretty good at it, right? And the first goal was exactly that. He just needed to take it on. I think he tripped or he just dove in early. I don't know which one was that, but I was like, this is not supposed to be happening once we've kicked De Gea out, right? Like
it was a tactical failure. मतलब तुम्हारा काउंटर हो रहा है, काउंटर पे तुम्हारा रैशफोर्ड एंटनी लास्ट मैन है. इट्स सो ग्लेयरिंग. मतलब टैक्टिकल फेलियर था यार. वो कासेमिरो किधर था वहां पे?
कोई नहीं था. वरान,
कैसेमिरो शुड बी द फर्स्ट पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरसेप्शन. था ही नहीं वहां पे बंदा. तो
नहीं, एक मिनट. अभी I just want to point out here, I'll cut you short here because like Nishtha said, यही तो नहीं होना चाहिए था with Andre Onana there. Like this is apparently basis a lot of the fan base of United that what we've been hearing about is this is something that would have happened when De Gea was there because he's not a sweeper keeper, which is what the modern game demands. Or Onana is that. This was the perfect opportunity for him to sweep the ball. मतलब he did fine. I understand tactically अगर तुम सोच रहे हो कि इतना भी कमिट नहीं करना चाहिए, इतना भी रश करना नहीं चाहिए, स्ट्राइकर मिस्टेक कर सकता है, ठीक है, बट अवनी डिड हैव अ हैवी टच एंड आई फेल्ट लाइक देयर वाज अ चांस फॉर ओनाना टू हैव स्वेप्ट इट अ लिटिल बेटर. चलो ठीक है, उसने नहीं किया. The second criticism I have is, and animation in the comments has also pointed it out, उसने बहुत जल्दी commit किया, which is something that
Exactly,
defender are taught not to do. वो पहले ही जंप किया, then he had to readjust his body. तो what is this?
मतलब मैं बोलूं तो I still fundamentally disagree यार. मतलब the problem is not Onana, the problem is this organization and execution. Execution क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? Because look, tactically it's very clear what Ten Hag's trying to do, right? There is a system, there's a shape. You can see the patterns of play. You can see that ठीक है, defense to offense, defense to midfield, midfield to offense. There are no long balls. Play through the center and then push it out to the wings. मतलब system है.
Yeah.
My problem is execution यार. Execution. मतलब हमारे जो बंदे हैं ना, they're not executing correctly. So every time Onana gets the ball, he needs to have two wide men present. Wide men है ही नहीं. ठीक है, तो उसने सेंटर पे खेल दिया, Casemiro को बॉल दिया. Casemiro receives the ball. One thing that you guys must notice is every time most of the time when Casemiro gets the ball, his back is towards the goal. That's not something you want your number 6 to have. मतलब when he gets the ball, he needs to be in a trio with the two centre backs. वो तो हो ही नहीं रहा है. That is Ten Hag's classical style of play. So I just feel like execution का issue है. सब नए systems है, नए players है, तो मतलब
नहीं,
they're struggling to execute the plan. I think that's the problem.
Completely agree. Execution का तो definitely problem है ही. Like this is what we've been seeing. I think even in the last match, the one that we lost against Spurs, मैंने कहा था कि यार ये लोग प्री सीजन में ट्रेनिंग में क्या करते क्या है, इतना
करते क्या है exactly.
Point क्या है? You've got your transfers in early also.
Yeah.
क्या किया तुम लोग?
For a change.
For a change, exactly. But in the comments, please let us know if you prefer Onana or if you would have still liked Nishtha's Pati Dave in goal.
यार but सच बता, बात ही नहीं है ना मतलब उसमें. अमोघ बात ही नहीं है मतलब. निशा, you also agree यार, बात ही नहीं है यार.
And see this, I think this has been very simplified. Honestly, like I am not one to deny that De Gea had his faults and everything of this sort. But mera fundamentally problems from the previous season where everyone was screaming day out is you've got bigger problems in United in the outfield, and you are trying to put a like band-aid on the goalkeeper issue and
Correct.
just move on with life.
Yes.
The
Correct.
only thing this has ended up doing is getting in Onana, who's actually, I'm not going to deny he's a good goalkeeper. He's a really good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But what this has done is it's exposed us so miserably.
Yeah.
And of course, the injuries and stuff are not helping. But हमारी हालत देखो यार, the play has become so bad. I really feel like if we would have put in some more efforts and energy into getting other positions sorted, it wouldn't have been that much of an issue about तुम्हारा goalkeeper कौन है. That's my take on the situation.
I also agree. I feel like Onana is a very good goalkeeper, no doubt about that. He's made some great stops in this game as well, and even in the
Absolutely.
game, like purely in terms of shot stopping, he's definitely up there. I'm just saying purely, and this is my pure deep tactical analytical observation about Manchester United, which is the professionalism that I bring to a show such as this.
अरे बाप रे, मतलब स्ट्रीम थोड़ा भारी हो गया. गाइस सॉरी फॉर द लैग.
अभी सुनो सब लोग, मैं तो सोचता हूँ कि यार ये प्लेइंग आउट फ्रॉम द बैक चाहिए ही नहीं. क्यों चाहिए नहीं चाहिए. हार्ट अटैक ही नहीं चाहिए यार. मारो ना सीधा ऊपर मारो यार. क्रिस वुड को लेके आओ, नॉटिंघम फॉरेस्ट से लेके आओ, इतना बड़ा बंदा, उसको डालो यार. सैम एलरडाइस को लाओ मैनेजर. सिंपल खेलो यार. क्यों प्लेइंग आउट फ्रॉम द बैक करना है? मैं वही बोल रहा था. When I see
बट एक बात बताऊं अमोघ भाई,
when I see the roads of Mumbai, I question the same thing. क्यों चाहिए इतना डेवलपमेंट? नहीं चाहिए मेट्रो यार. मेट्रो की वजह से जितना ट्रैफिक हो रहा है वो नहीं चाहिए मुझे. मेट्रो नहीं होगा तो भी चलेगा. That is my point.
सही है. बट यार एक बात बताऊं यार, मैं ना I call myself the forever optimist. ठीक है, मतलब
Yeah.
मैं तो I तो said यार 21, मतलब हम तो टाइटल जीतेंगे. ठीक है.
Yeah.
मैं अब भी मानता हूँ, मतलब मैं अब भी मानता हूँ कि हम
भाई थोड़ा ऑप्टिमिस्ट और डिल्यूजनल में थोड़ा थोड़ा अंतर
हाँ,
होता है.
मतलब वो स्पेलिंग में फर्क है, बाकी कुछ चीज में फर्क नहीं है. बट माय पॉइंट इज गाइस यार, you know, it takes a lot to be an optimist like me. Okay, it takes a lot. Okay, but yeah, you know, it's really disappointing. You know, when you get into a game and the teams are lining up and all, तो लगता है यार, मतलब हम तो आज मारेंगे, मतलब नॉटिंघम फॉरेस्ट की तो हम मारेंगे.
Yeah.
What really disappoints me is यार, जब मैच शुरू हो जाती है ना, like I don't know why, but it's consistent over the last 3 games. First 15 minutes ना, we are just so bad. मतलब हमें
Yes.
पता ही नहीं है कि करना क्या है, गेम प्लान
Clueless.
क्या है, करना क्या है, पास क्या करना है. We have no idea. After 15 minutes we're insane. Like after 15 minutes मतलब ठीक है भाई, समझ आ गया. So मतलब I'm just trying to get a little like banter aside. Like what is the reason for this? Like is it that also if you look at today's lineup, it's not like dude fucking new team, new people, dude, same players that played last
Same old,
season,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Same lineup, same style of plays, सब तो same ही है.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to understand यार, and I want to know from both of you, like problem क्या है?
Problem
Like what is the problem when we start? Why are we struggling? Like हुआ क्या है? Old Trafford में.
प्लेयर्स को उनका एस्प्रेसो शॉट नहीं मिलता है बिफोर किक ऑफ. दे नीड टू रियली लुक एट द केटरर. आई थिंक द रॉट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम द टॉप इज एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट, एंड राइट एट द टॉप इज द ब्लडी केटरर जो कॉफी नहीं दे रहा है प्लेयर्स को, क्योंकि पब्लिक 15 मिनट के लिए आफ्टर किक ऑफ सोए हुए रहते हैं. 15 मिनट के बाद फॉर सम रीजन दे वेक अप विद अ स्टार्ट एंड देन दे आर बैक. But I feel like even for a second goal, and just going back to our point about just the team not waking up, they had one player, Willy Bolly, who was their defender up front. Everybody else was behind. He's the only guy near the goal. उस पे अपने 6 प्लेयर है, वो हिलता भी नहीं है, and he just heads the ball in. Like and going back to Iyer, your earlier point कि यार execution में problem है. The first 2 goals and the second goal especially just point out the lack of coherence in whatever this team plan is, which miraculously, जैसे आपने अभी भी बोला, comes into play about 15-20 minutes into the game, and definitely in the second half, as we saw in this game. So let's go to that. Second half, what a turnaround.
नहीं, but एक बात बताओ निष्ठा, एक बात बताओ. Even when we are at our peak in this game, like when we are killing it, are you like wow, what football? Or are you like, oh thank God, I'm the latter? मेरे को ये नहीं लग रहा
Definitely.
तो मार रहे हैं इनकी. It's like thank God, कुछ तो कर रहे हैं.
And
That is the problem.
That is a big
5 minute, like I said ना, मेरा third word वही था, relief. Like there are patches of like अरे क्या अच्छा तो कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, whatever, and then back to square one. Somebody is misplacing passes, somebody is not like seeing where they are going, somebody is tripping. I don't know what is going on. But मेरे दिमाग में Amogh was talking about like क्या missing है. I was thinking इन लोगों को धंधनाधन गोल दिखा दो एक बार. ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड का स्टेडियम देखो, ये देखो सर एलेक्स फर्गसन यहाँ बैठते थे अपने आप को मिरर में. भाई यही चाहिए, because I don't know what it is, since pre-season these guys just don't seem to be gelling well. Yeah, first I don't understand what it is. Is it like like the issues that are beyond the pitch and that are affecting these guys, or what it is like?
What is beyond the pitch यार? मतलब वो टेबल पे रिजर्वेशन नहीं मिला, ग्रीनवुड बेचारा मैनचेस्टर छोड़ के गया है. What could it be? These guys are highly paid professionals. मतलब अगर मेरे बैंक अकाउंट में 200,000 pounds आता होगा ना हर हफ्ता, I would not be complaining about like off the pitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
100%.
And we need to hold them higher standards, यार. Like भाई तू पैसा बना रहा है, तू ग्लोबल आइकॉन है, तू यूनाइटेड के लिए खेल रहा है, कुछ तो मतलब करो यार. Like करो यार. Show me something. You know?
I think we saw like glimpses of this shit last season, but like अभी थोड़ा टेंशन वाले मोड पे आ गया.
करेक्ट. प्रशांत नायर का एक मस्त कमेंट आया, बोल रहा है सनी भासन इज अ बेटर स्ट्राइकर देन एंथनी मार्शियल.
एक टीम में मेसी रोनाल्डो दोनों डाल दिए थे उन लोग ने यार, क्या चाहिए उनको.
Okay, but okay, just going back to your point also, I completely agree. Like even at the peak of United's strength in this game,
yes.
If we even just look at this game individually, ऐसे कभी नहीं लगा कि यार wow, great football. Granted, there were some moments जहाँ मस्त one touch football हो रहा था. And I will say something that will piss off a lot of people who are watching the stream and who will watch it later. Anthony Martial had some great one-touch connection play with Marcus Rashford. उन लोग का काफ़ी टाइम से जमता है, वो अच्छा है, वो दिख रहा है. उसके बाद एंड प्रोडक्ट नहीं होता है, वो अलग बात है, पर
नहीं क्या होता है, अब वो 2 टच करेगा तो इंजर हो जाता है ना बंदा.
More injuries than goals, man, this guy.
Yeah. So I feel like it just seems like we don't have the sense of urgency right from the get-go. And even when we are 2 goals down, as we were in this match, ऐसे नहीं लग रहा था कि these guys are like piling on attack after attack. It was there,
Yeah.
but that feeling like, oh shit, we're going for it one after the other, just bombarding them was just not there.
वो ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड सिंग द अटैक वो था ही नहीं यार. मतलब I agree with you, man.
Correct.
And this is Forest, bro. This is Forest. Like
at home, at Old Trafford.
At home.
Like, if it's an away game, मैं फिर भी समझ सकता हूँ कि यार you want to kind of play it calm and play it cool and see how it goes. But you don't expect a performance like this against a team like this
At Old
home,
Trafford.
यार. ये बराबर नहीं है.
ये अच्छा वो comeback हो गया. If we would have lost this one, na, heads would have been rolling in Manchester. Like
Absolutely. It was great that Eriksen got the 1 goal back in the first half. I think that was the key. I think if we went...
Great to have Eriksen back, dude.
Yes.
Like, don't you think? Like,
yes.
Okay, I'm a fan of Mount and all that, but you know, for Eriksen, just think of the player. He clearly knows that he's now number 2 for the season. His number 1 in his position has been injured. He's got an injury, so he's come in. He's not come in because training ne usne bahut kuch ukhada hai. He's come in because of an injury. And then to come on and score a goal, dude. I like these players, man. I like these Eriksen type players, yaar. मतलब काम की बात करें ना तो मैं काम करके जाऊंगा. He's a crafter. मैं काम करके जाऊंगा. पूरा 9 to 6 करके ही जाऊंगा. मैं 5:30 बजे नहीं निकलूंगा. You know what I'm saying? Like,
correct.
Internet broke.
क्या पता क्या चल रहा है? इंटरनेट का प्रॉब्लम है या लैपटॉप का प्रॉब्लम? Is it better now?
Amogh stand पे office.
It's much better now.
Yes. Better. You have a slight lag, but better hai.
Yeah. We can hear you before we can see.
It will keep getting better. I feel like it will still get better. Animesh is saying potato.
That's what she
PC.
said about United.
Correct. Animesh in the comments is saying potato PC. Animesh, it's not a PC, it's a Mac. It's a potato Mac, and I think that is also the reason why these problems are including.
आप भी Apple बनाना वाले हैं, ठीक है.
Anyway, I want to highlight another comment by Prashant. He's asked a question. He said, thoughts on Aaron Wan-Bissaka's performance. I'll give you full disclosure. He is one of my favorite players. मेरे पास उसका original jersey भी है. तो I love Wan-Bissaka. I prefer him over Dalot. And I know that this is a debate that us fans keep on having. Dalot को खेलना चाहिए, Wan-Bissaka. I feel with the improvement that he has made as an attacking unit under Erik ten Hag, which he has made, he's a no-brainer. Like to be in the starting 11, he should be one of the first players in there. Because defensively, 100%. There is nobody better than him amongst everybody in this lineup. And I will even consider a Lisandro Martinez here. When they're in a one-on-one situation or when they're in a defensive situation, मेरी फटती है यार. I'm not sure कि क्या होने वाला है. पर अगर Wan-Bissaka है ना, तो I am absolutely calm. Absolutely calm. क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि he is not going to get beaten. And even if he does get beaten, वो sliding tackle मार के he will get the ball back. He will protect the defense. So I think he put in an absolute shift. Nishtha, any thoughts on Wan-Bissaka?
All I could see Wan-Bissaka doing, except for those initial 1 or 2 minutes, it's just patrolling up and down the pitch. Like everywhere you look, he's just on the wings doing his job. So yeah, I think मेरे हिसाब से भी even I prefer him over Dalot any day. And like rumors that he was leaving was not like sitting well with me. Yeah. But yeah, I'm very glad that he is there, and it gives me some sort of sense of satisfaction कि like you said, वहाँ पे गया तो कुछ नहीं होगा. He plays थोड़ा दिमाग से. Martinez is थोड़ा ऐसा like loose cannon है थोड़ा सा. Yeah. He's great and everything, but like even he kind of like makes split-second decisions that either mess him up or mess the other person up. But like, yeah, no, Wan-Bissaka today was quite good, and yeah, he really was one of the best players on.
Right, Wan-Bissaka is one of those 2 or 3 players I have seen maximum improvement in since Erik ten Hag has taken over. And what I like about Wan-Bissaka is, we've all seen him for the last 2 or 3 years, right? Yeah. Earlier, every time he'd get the ball, I'm talking about offense, right? Every time he'd get the ball, every time he'd receive it, you could tell that, he doesn't know what needs to be done. You could see him sort of shimmying in his head, like, he karna kya hai? Now, I think what Ten Hag has done, and this is Ten Hag's coaching, right? It's very apparent and very evident that Ten Hag ne bola, bhai, dekh, keep it simple. Every time you get the ball, you don't have a left leg. You don't have a left leg. You have a right leg. Every time you get the ball, hug the touchline. Your first move is ball mila, आगे बढ़ो. अगर आगे बढ़ने की chance नहीं है, तो pass कर लो left पे. So every time now when Wan-Bissaka gets the ball, now what I like is he's not confused anymore. उसको पता है भाई मेरे पास दो option है, वो भी ऑप्शन 1 मेरा क्या है, ऑप्शन 2 मेरा क्या है, मुझे पता है. तो पहला ऑप्शन ये है कि अगर स्पेस है तो मैं आगे बढ़ूं, स्पेस नहीं है तो भैया बॉल को रोको, लेफ्ट पे जाओ. This small little thing now has contributed so much because एक बार दिमाग सेट हो जाए ना, मतलब when you have clarity of your role, right? That's when ingenuity pronunciation. That's when genius is born. You know what I'm saying? For example, यार वो pronunciation में थोड़ा गलती हो गया.
4 बियर हो गया तेरा.
हाँ वो कुछ 4-5 पे हूँ मैं अभी. नहीं but you know what I like today, like he had this one or two subtle touches where he's received the ball, he does that really sexy flick where थोड़ा सा touch करके he goes around the offense guy. All that happens because conceptually ना he's clear कि पहला स्टेप मुझे क्या कर रहा है मुझे पता है, उसके बाद से otherwise dude he was the transformation in Wan-Bissaka is decision making. Skill तो हमेशा था बंदे के पास यार, अभी decision making में उसका क्या इम्प्रूवमेंट है, मतलब
वो बेसिकली पहले सीधा प्रैक्टिकल में घुसता था, अभी उसने थोड़ा थियरी भी किया है बिफोर गेटिंग इनटू द प्रैक्टिकल.
बिल्कुल मतलब वो पूरा कंपास लेके आया है, मतलब वो जो भी बोलते हैं ना वो कंपास प्रोट्रैक्टर सब लेके आए हैं, तैयार है बंदा, एकदम तैयार है मतलब.
All right, now before we wrap it up, because we are going to have to wrap it up very quickly, Nishtha, who was the one of the worst players on the pitch for you for Man United today, and why was Anthony one of them?
Before we answer this, I have a question. Varane, why was Varane taken off at halftime? I missed it. क्या हुआ?
I think he's injured.
The big problem about doing the final whistle immediately after the final whistle goes in the match is अपने को कुछ idea नहीं है कि यार Ten Hag क्या बोला about the injury and all. But that's what.
But rumors of like him some sort of injury.
Chat में बताओ Varane को क्या हुआ, मतलब I don't know what happened. उसको निकाला गया कि इंजरी था कि क्या हुआ?
Correct. Mehul Soni has said that free kick that Bruno took could have been so effective had Dalot been aware. He lacks that game intelligence that fullbacks have now. Absolutely correct. Absolutely.
It was comedic.
Absolutely. Now, but going back to like the worst players, Anthony Martial has been named as one of the worst players on the pitch. I think if your name is Anthony with whatever spelling, तुम्हारा नहीं जमने वाला है. I'm honestly.
आज तो Anthony Elanga was also like a little shaky. क्या बोले?
नहीं यार वो मार रहा था यार हमारी तो मतलब.
वो यूनाइटेड के लिए खेल रहा था.
मुझे क्या लगता है पता है, with Anthony, the winger, Anthony number 21, the Brazilian Anthony is. I'm starting to get frustrated with him now. The beginning frustrations are definitely kicking because we know he has a lot of potential. We know that he can be a game-changing player for us, much like what Ronaldo was when he first joined from Lisbon. He needs to bulk the fuck up क्योंकि he gets muscled off the ball very easily. बहुत easily he loses the ball. And loses मतलब gets muscled off it. That should not be the case if you're a winger. So he definitely needs to work on that. The second thing is yaar, everybody and their mothers and their grandmothers and their fufas and their taus know कि वो cut in करेगा left leg पे और curl करेगा ball towards the goal. सब लोग को पता है. Now the only difference is Arjen Robben भी यही करता था. The difference being Arjen Robben एक चीज करता था पर वो एक चीज flawlessly करता था. तू अगर तेरा गेम एग्जैक्टली मैं बोल रहा हूँ अगर एंथनी भाई तेरा गेम ये एक ही चीज होने वाला है तो वो तो चीज ढंग से करना यार,
ढंग से करो भाई.
If you're doing just one thing, then you need to have a minimum of 95% success rate.
नहीं but भाई लोग
it's useless.
But थोड़ा ज्यादा मतलब निष्ठा, don't you think थोड़ा हम ज्यादा ही उनके बारे में बोल रहे हैं? Because I feel like in the 3 games that we have played so far, like there have been far worse performers, but I feel like Anthony is a bit of a bait. He's a bit of a because ठीक है उसका end product उसने अभी तक गोल नहीं मारा है वो सब ठीक है, but like if you actually look at the game when we attack, which is very scarce, the problem is overall we're fuck all, right? So but when we attack, यार बंदे में spark है यार, वो
for sure.
That almost goal, dude, that he, like it was crazy and the sparks of genius
कर रहे like why are we not, for example,
because people have bought it with pride.
यार कैसेमीरो क्या कर रहा है यार, मतलब वी शुड बी क्रिटिसाइजिंग हिम, वो बंदा कर क्या रहा है. My point is कि Amogh, you are talking about worst player and who is our worst player, but what I don't like is कि यार Anthony is an easy bait. मतलब if you actually look at it, take away legacy, take away name, यार बंदा क्या कर रहा है, कासिमिरो क्या कर रहा है?
For sure. नहीं, वो तो definitely है. Casemiro, and I'm glad you brought this on because that was going to be my second point. I feel like over the first 3 games, Casemiro has been definitely on the list of one of the worst players in this squad in this season.
Yeah.
This game थोड़ा better था उसका performance. He got the goal also, which is a good way to kind of cap off an overall performance.
Yeah.
But he's not back to his best yet. He's not up to speed yet, और वो दिख रहा है. He's slow in the reactions. He's not sweeping up that midfield properly as much as he's not breaking up their attacks.
Spot on, slow है.
तो and the only thing that I can think of जो मैं use कर सकता हूँ उसको defend करने के लिए is even last season he started off slow and then just became an integral part. तो मे बी लास्ट सीजन हम लोग बोल रहे थे कि यार वो अभी अभी ट्रांसफर किया है, नया टीम है, नया मैनेजर है, नए टीममेट्स है, मे बी ही नीड्स दैट टाइम टू सेटल डाउन. And he took that time to settle down. 4 matches I think he took to kind of settle down. 5th match onwards he was up to speed.
तो इस बार बहाना क्या है फिर?
इस बार बहाना
new season shenanigans, what else?
Exactly. इस बार बहाना है कि I think last season also it wasn't the new team, it was just his process कि यार मैं 4 मैच लेगा,
3 मैच लिए, बट प्री सीजन इसलिए तो रखा था भाई, जाओ
भाई प्रशांत नायर हमें बोलो चैट में कि अगर ये सेम ट्रेंड चलता था रियल मैड्रिड में और उसके पहले, प्रशांत नायर को तो पता ही रहेगा, वो बोलेगा भाई उसके 10 सीजन में ना रियल में उसने पहला 4 मैच में उसने 36 मिनट्स खेला, फिर 90 मिनट्स खेला, फिर उसके बाद उसने गांड मारा, फिर उसके बाद से he खेला. But I don't know.
I feel like the Real Madrid comparison is unfair because I may be wrong, but I feel like if you're a player for Real Madrid, as long as you're sucking Fiorentino Perez's dick, no matter how good you are or bad you are, you're not leaving Real Madrid.
But listen, even at Real Madrid he was surrounded by certain better players. यहाँ पे तो उसके साथ मिडफील्ड में कौन खेलने वाला है उसको वो पता नहीं रहता है 2 घंटे पहले.
I disagree यार, I disagree. Who are the better players at Madrid? बताओ. Modric.
No, I mean generally he was surrounded. Fucking
Fernandes सही है यार. बात करते हो तुम लोग.
एक मिनट. I love Bruno. मेरी बीवी का नाम भी फर्नांडिस है तो वो मेरा मतलब कजिन है. I am married.
ससुराल वाले हैं, मतलब ससुराल वाले हैं.
Yes.
But you cannot compare Bruno to a Modric, bro. You cannot compare Bruno to a Modric, not yet. वो बनेगा यार, वो बनेगा Modric.
अब टाइम है.
अभी नहीं
थोड़ा टाइम है
यार. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि मॉडरिच ब्रूनो सेम लेवल पे, पर मैं बोल रहा हूँ ब्रूनो भी मतलब खतरनाक खिलाड़ी है साथ में खेलने के लिए. मतलब इट्स नॉट लाइक अरे बेचारा कैसेमीरो हैज टू प्ले विद ब्रूनो. नो, इट्स कैसेमीरो प्लेइंग विद ब्रूनो, लाइक यू नो व्हाट आई मीन.
अभी ही ब्रूनो का तो छोड़ दो, ठीक है, ब्रूनो इज अ मेन स्टे एनीवे. अभी एरिक्सन, माउंट, क्या क्या नहीं चल रहा है यार. सो मच गोइंग ऑन इन द मिडफील्ड.
माउंट इज द एक्सपेरिमेंट ना दिस सीजन. नहीं सॉरी, फिनिश. हाँ.
नहीं, I mean that it is what it is. अभी what to say, but yeah, I think like Amogh said, 4 मैच हो जाएगा तो like it's high time, Baba. Next match is Arsenal away. Like he needs to ship up or like we are quite messed then. But talking about the Anthony thing, sorry, going back to it for a second. People are out with pitchforks for some reason. I think the only reason is because you see a lot of potential in it and then the end product is just goo, like kuch nahi aa raha wahan se. So I think that's the only reason why he's like the easy bait, like Abhishek said. क्योंकि है, it's not like we are not expecting, I'm not expecting Anthony Martial to just come and be like आज तो मैं सब like वाट लगा देगा and all of that stuff. So you give that space, right. But Anthony, it's starting to get a little irritating now to see him just come on like fucking do periods and stuff and like then nothing. Somebody in the comments also mentioned, I think it was Ayush who in the comments mentioned कि यार तुम लोग को क्या दिख रहा है एंथनी में, because I don't see any potential in him. And just to that I'd like to respond कि यार again I go back to the age-old example of Ronaldo in 2003 when we got him from Lisbon as an 18-year-old, fairly young, came from a different league, came from a completely different culture. He was probably the same physique as Anthony is right now. And Anthony is also very young, right? Like, let's not forget the fact that Anthony is very young. So, even Ronaldo in his early days had a lot of tricks, had a lot of skills. And I remember us as fans, हम लोग बहुत annoyed थे उससे. बहुत annoyed थे कि तू क्या step over कर रहा है? कितना करेगा? तेरा decision making इतना बुरा क्यों है?
You're doing
बिल्कुल,
step overs,
बिल्कुल.
you're going into the corner, then you're getting
Hustled off, yeah.
you're coming at the end of a brutal slide tackle और फिर खत्म.
बिल्कुल.
आगे क्या कर रहा है तू? What are you creating for the team? You're only creating these little moments of trickery for yourself. तुम्हारे YouTube reel के लिए. But he grew out of that. He matured into a much better player
Yeah.
thanks to the coaching that he got. And his overall physique bulked up, उसका pace बढ़ गया, and he started using that trickery that he inherently had to devastating effect. He could put those through balls and release Tevez, release Rooney, release Berbatov. He could do all of that. Or he could go on himself and take a fucking shot from his left leg, right leg, head. He worked on everything. And I feel like
Yeah.
if I was Eric Ten Hag, मैं उसको रोनाल्डो का पूरा करियर ट्रेजेक्टरी दिखाता every day on video. Every day, after every training session, after every match, तू आ वापस कैरिंगटन, बैठ in the video conference room और वीडियो दे उसने क्या किया. You need to follow that example because you have that potential. Now you need to live up to it.
उसने क्या किया, उसने क्या खाया, उसने क्या मतलब उठाया, उसने कौन सा गाड़ी चलाया, क्या कपड़े पहना, मतलब
Correct.
replicate the guy, man. Copy
कहाँ
paste.
कहाँ से उसने उसका डेंटल फिक्सचर्स फिक्स कर दिया, कहाँ से उसने हेयर ट्रांसप्लांट करवा दिया, उसका
कहाँ पे वो
मैनेजर कौन है,
अरीना शेख को मिला, कहाँ पे वो अभी जो छोकरी है वहाँ पे क्या नाम है उसका, whatever, where did he meet her?
सीयू का ओरिजिन स्टोरी क्या है वो प्लीज रट्टा मार के रख लो and just figure it out. All right, guys, we are going to have to wrap it up now because it is getting late and मेरा Zoom का meeting का time भी खत्म होने वाला है. We are not rich enough to have paid version of Zoom. तो अभी अपन लोग कल्टी मारने वाले, but we will be back next weekend as well after the match against Arsenal. So thank you everybody who's watching this right now live. Thank you everybody who's contributed to the chat. And thank you everybody who's going to watch this on video on demand later क्योंकि ये अपने चैनल पे तो होने ही वाला है. तो follow Abhishek on Instagram at Iyer the Terrible. Follow Nishtha on Instagram and Twitter at Root Kanal. You can follow me at Amogh Ranadive on Instagram and Twitter as well. Please हमको मैसेज करो और बताओ कैसे लगा ये live show and what you would like to see. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Abhishek, Nishtha, thanks for joining, man. It was great fun.
Always a pleasure.
This was more fun than the match.
Yeah, right. Next time ना हम लोग मैच नहीं देखते, हम लोग ऐसे ही बकचोदी करते हैं. We'll go live at kickoff only. We'll go live at kickoff. Watch along ही करते हैं.
Watch along करते हैं next वाला.
Yeah.
Next one. Watch along.
Yes. चलो. Thank you guys. See you.